And so this is our inaugural, inaugural event, and it is going to be a series of conversations.
Heavenly Father, as we gather to talk about our history, we ask Him equally to show us a way forward in this great nation.
And I'm Queen Charlotte's stories of Black women from within our community. So these are women who come from many different walks of life, who use their own stories as a means to create change in our world, in our community. I see it forming with my own eyes. The new Africa that was at the forefront of my father's dreams. They knew that they might not get to the promised land with us, but it didn't stop them from working to provide us with all the courage and the will to survive that we might need.
But Thurgood Marshall's goal was to be seen and known. My father's goal was to stay behind the scenes. His message to me was, I'd rather be a president maker than a president.
Were any of you guys actually alive during segregation?
Neighborhoods were segregated. They still are to some extent now, but back then, completely. Because I just lived in a white neighborhood. Everybody around me was white. The only blacks I ever saw were yardmen and maids.
And I'm black and she's white. We had never spoken of color because race has no color. It has no color. Be very strong. Because you are our strength of the future. You have freedom of speech. That is in the Constitution. That is one of your rights. And you need to have that right, and you need to exhibit that right.
Raise your hand if you chose your race. Raise your hand if you chose your gender. What this exercise shows is how ludicrous it is to be prejudiced or racist based on things that you had no control over. Be friends to everybody.
Civil rights, although it might sound like it's far away, it's less than 100 years ago that this has happened. Civil rights, with the ability to go into bathrooms and pools and a lot of the things that we might take for granted. And putting it into context, there are political entities out here that want to take us back. They want to take us back to before we've had these rights that people fought very hard for. And that is the primary reason why we're concerned and want to know what you guys think and feel.
The ways for us to better than, I know that you growing up, it might have been hard, it might have been great, but we always we want to be better than how you were. So what are the ways that you can show us to be better than you and how we can have a better future? Because nowadays, the internet says it like, our generation is going to be the worst generation of all time. And it's sad to think about how the internet takes us over, our friends take us over, and from my point of view, I want us to prove people wrong and let them know that we aren't just the internet, we aren't just social media, we aren't just kids running around smoking, drinking, wanting to be old all the time, we're really all young.